What's up guys, TechFault here. The Canon 700D, also known as the T5i, is a DSLR camera that sits right above the 600D at the top of Canon's entry-level lineup. This camera bridges the gap between compact camera owners and DSLR camera enthusiasts. So is picking up the 700D worth it? In this video, we'll find out. Let's start off at the very core of the camera, which is the sensor. The 700D still packs the same 18 megapixel resolution found from previous generations of the EOS lineup. The sensor has a native ISO ranging from 100 to 12,800. This can be extended right up to 25,600. The hybrid autofocus system has also been improved on this camera. The camera's sensor is equipped with a Distrion 5 processor, which isn't the newest around, but it still packs a punch. The 700D offers Full HD 1080p video at 30fps or up to 60fps at 720p. While the camera features a pair of stereo microphones on the top plate, the sound quality isn't really up to par. After all, you should be already using an external mic if you are serious about shooting video on a DSLR. The 700D is an optical viewfinder which has 95% coverage of a scene as well as a 3-inch LCD screen on the camera's back. The LCD can be flipped out for both high and low angle shooting. This camera includes a 9-point autofocus system. That's the same that's found on the Canon 650D. Although the 9 points are far less than some rival cameras, the good news is that all the focus points are cross-typed, meaning that they are more sensitive when it comes to moving objects. A new feature found on the Canon 700D is the ability to preview creative filters at the point of taking the photo. Previous Canon DSLRs with creative filters lacked this function, while there's now also the option to save an unedited image alongside the filtered shot. One surprising thing that isn't found on the 700D is Wi-Fi connectivity to transfer photos to your smartphone. I don't think that it's a deal breaker because I hardly ever used it on other cameras that I own. This camera has a stainless steel chassis with a polycarbonate shell that has a nice matte finish to it. There's a number of rubberized grips around the camera, making the whole camera feel quite durable overall. Not much has changed from the Canon 650D, which is the predecessor to this camera. On the newer 700D, the mode settings are now embossed and the actual dial can rotate at full 360 degrees. As you expect from Canon DSLR cameras, the buttons are really well laid out. At the back of the camera is the live view button, which doubles as a video record button, as well as exposure compensation dial that controls the shutter and aperture in manual mode. Let's move on to the performance. The Canon 700D is a really good all-round performer. One of the features that stands out is its super fast autofocus speed due to its 9 cross-type autofocus points. With the autofocus points being clustered up so tight, the continuous autofocus suffers in comparison to other rivaling cameras. Canon's new range of STM lenses improves on the focusing issues in live view and video capturing. Focus tracking is now possible while shooting video, unlike older models like the Canon 600D. The 700D has a burst rate of 5 frames per second. That means you'll be able to do this. Burst shooting is usually used for capturing fast-moving objects. The camera also has a bright flip-out screen with enough contrast and saturation as well as great viewing angles. The screen is touch-sensitive, which makes it super easy and convenient for beginners to get used to shooting on DSLR cameras. Using the touchscreen, you can effortlessly select where you want to focus in live view. You can also review pictures by pinching to zoom. If you hate the touchscreen, you don't have to use it. All the settings can be changed with the buttons only. Let's move on to the image quality. The Canon 700D packs a punch with image quality. It has a rock-solid IFCL 63-zone metering system which always captures the true nature of a scene. The photos from this camera are sharp, vibrant, and are very detailed. Auto white balance is pretty good on this camera, giving you natural colors and keeps with the colors in the composition. One downside is that you can't set the color temperature manually, but that can be fixed with a hack called Magic Lantern. Let's move on to digital noise. This is where cheaper cameras fall short. If you don't know what noise is that fuzzy effect that messes up your shots when you try to take photos in the dark. No one wants to take a photo that looks like this. Well, let me tell you that this camera performs really well in low light. No noise is visible all the way up to ISO 800, you can still get a usable shot with up to ISO 6400, but if you plan to go that high, you might as well shoot in RAW so no detail is lost. Lastly, let's move on to the video side of this camera. First of all, the camera's continuous autofocus is pretty bad. This camera has an autofocus hunting problem. Fortunately, Canon released the new STM lenses to fix this problem. The STM lenses provide way smoother and quiet autofocusing. If you want me to go more in depth on STM lenses, then let me know in the comments below. Next, we got the flip out screen, which is a lifesaver when shooting video. Just say that you want to get a high or low angle shot or even film yourself in a vlog or something, this camera allows you to do just that. To sum it up, if you're going to be shooting video, then get an STM lens or else you'll be stuck with a loud and unreliable autofocus system. To round up the review, the Canon 700D has impressive low light performance, good video capture, a super responsive touchscreen, and a nice lightweight camera body. On the downside, there's limited autofocus points, the continuous autofocus is unreliable and isn't much of an upgrade from the Canon 650D. That's it for the review. Smash that like button if this review helped and subscribe for more videos like this. So this is TechFall signing out and I'll see you guys in the next one.